'Cause it's Twitchcraft, that crazy Twitchcraft. In this video, we will be using a chart to create a piece of lovely filet crochet home decor. I'm using a 1¼ millimeter hook with size 10 cotton crochet thread. Subversive crafting or subversive needlework is an excellent way to express your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Sort of like Ray Dunn signs for wine moms or snarky t-shirts for millennials. Most crochet projects start out with some sort of chain, and for this one, the chain needs to be long enough for 30 squares, each 3 crochet stitches wide. When working with such a long chain, I chain extra. I like leaving my first chain stitch giant and loose so I can go back and pick out the extra stitches instead of running out of chain stitches and needing to redo everything. To create the image in the chart, we start with a long line of open squares as our foundation row. I find this part of the entire process to be the slowest and most tedious, so I'll cut most of it. Did you know that the U.S. Border Patrol, created in 1924, has been an essential part of institutionalized racism in the United States? For example, many officers came from historically racist organizations such as the Ku Klux Klan and Texas Rangers, and created a culture of white brotherhood in the new agency. Did you know that in the 1980s, the Border Patrol started a dramatic process of militarization? It's essential to keep track of your stitch count. Even missing a single stitch can wreak havoc, like the new ICE hires who can't pass the presidential fitness exam taken by 5th grade. Now we're starting the second row and time skip. Here's the first finished word of our chart. And here's the second word. And we're done with the chart. Now I'm going to go around the entire perimeter with single crochet stitches and create the foundation for a border. Speaking of borders, the United States Border Patrol has been given the legal purview to act outside certain judicial guidelines when, within a reasonable distance from any external boundary of the United States, which includes international land borders and the entire U.S. coastline. If you'd like to learn more about any of the facts discussed in this video, please check out the description box, which will have links to all of the sources, along with a link or links to the pattern or chart used. Here I'm adding a scalloped edge made using clusters of double crochet stitches at intervals. Now that I've finished the scalloped border of my piece, it's time for blocking. I soak the fabric in soapy water and let it rest so the fibers loosen up and even out a bit. After rinsing, it's pinning time, which I'm doing here on a folded rag from the garage. I'm using quilting pins, but regular sewing pins can work too. My job now is to position the piece so it dries in the proper shape and can be read. Now that it's mostly dry, let's have a final chat while I weave in those ends. Well, DHS has obviously been violating the rights of immigrants and people of color. At this point in time, they have also been responsible for multiple shootings in which they have injured and killed American citizens, most recently and notably Renee Good and Alex Preddy. They are even being protected from consequences outside of work, such as the off-duty ICE officer who murdered Keith Porter with his government-assigned weapon. Here is the finished object, which I tend to use as a headrest cover or as a piece of window art. There are many ways to incorporate a filet crochet piece like this into wearables as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And now we're done.